Get started.
Are we recording?
Hi, hello. Yeah, it's recording.
What's up?
What's up?
Here we are. Again.
Another day.
Same soup, just reheated.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Torn Page podcast.
Yeah, this is gonna be our shit show.
This is Shit Show episode 2.
It doesn't matter. It's not episodes.
Episode 6.
Everything within the podcast is pretty much standalone. There's not really continuation unless it says part 1 or part 2 on it. It all is standalone.
What bill should be paying to stomp around this house?
I know, right? Anyway, this is the Sunday morning shit show. It's just a episode where we just go through a bunch of different shit. Random stories we find, anything that pisses us off. If we want to rant, we have a little rant corner.
And if anybody knows me, they know I get pissed off easily.
Yeah, he's a little emotional bitch. But we're going to cover a couple of different little things today. We got a story about, I got to figure out how to pronounce this man's name. It's Raymond Vennieuwenhoven.
Good job.
I think that's how it works.
Whatever.
I think. And then I want to talk about the Virginia Beach shooting, what happened there, and why it went down, if we know why it went down. And then another little story about London that's going to piss everybody off.
Yeah.
Because people are shitty.
Oh, and it caused 2 people a lot more trouble than what they were in for.
Yeah. But anything weird happened at work this week? You didn't see any old titties?
No old lady titties this time. Let's see. Did I discuss the crackhead on last episode? Did that make it in?
I don't know if we talked about the crackhead.
Okay, well, long story short, my boss gave me permission to fight a crackhead.
Nice.
Yeah, because he likes to run into traffic up to my FedEx van and ask me for cigarettes and money. And he legit ran across a lane of traffic at a red light just to ask me, and he stood in front of this other car. And I told him to fuck off, and I was like, get the fuck out of the road. And he tried to step into the van. I'm like, no, the other way.
Get the fuck away from me.
And I told my boss about it, and I was like, next time he tries that shit, I'm going to whoop his ass. And my boss said, you know what? If he tries to step up in your van, go ahead and whoop his ass. But if you lose in a fight to a crackhead, I'm going to have to fire you.
He's a crackhead. You're probably going to lose.
Yeah. Like he had a discussion with himself the other day, or a tree. I don't know. The tree was near him. I think he was talking to it.
Possibly.
Anytime I see him on my route, I try to be like, you know what, I'm going to take this other way just to avoid this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's why it takes you so fucking long to get done.
No, it's just a twisty-turny neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like he asked me for a cigarette one day, and I was already mad as hell. And I was like, no, I ain't got any. Or no, wait, that was when he ran up to my window, and I didn't notice him, and he scared the fuck out of me because he was just standing there, and I was like, no, and just like drove off thinking I can get away from him, but my next stop was literally like 10 feet away.
Yeah. I hate that shit. I hate that.
And I noticed him while I was walking around the truck, walking up to me, and all I heard him say was, fuck you. And I was like, excuse me? He's
excuse me, motherfucker?
He's like, no, I'm on the phone. I'm talking to somebody. And I was like, no, the fuck you ain't.
You ain't got no Bluetooth in, dog. You can't afford no headphones.
He walked up to me. He's like, man, you got a lighter? I found this cigarette on the ground. And I was like, yeah, here. And he's like, oh, fuck, it's a stick.
What the fuck?
But I know it's, I'm supposed to show compassion towards any living creature, but
it gets hard sometimes, man.
Like, if it's an everyday thing, he's got the same script every single fucking time I meet up with him. Hey, man, do you have a cigarette? I give him a fucking cigarette. Do you have a lighter? Here's a lighter. Do you have $1 so I can get something cold to drink? It's the same fucking script every day.
Every single fucking day.
But even though I am being compassionate by giving him, like, a cigarette,
yeah,
I make him choose because I know he's not going to the fucking store with that $1.
Oh, he's saving them dollars up. Mm-hmm. And then within about 2 weeks, he can get him a little tiny crack rock.
Yeah. So I make him choose. I give him a choice. I say, do you want a cigarette or the $1? And he's like, I mean, both would be cool. I was like, no, do you want the cigarette or $1?
Yeah.
And he's like, give me the cigarette. I was like, good choice.
Nice.
I mean, I know I don't know if he's homeless or not. Like, I've never seen him come out of a house, and I've been all over that neighborhood. Like, I want to help the fucker, but there's some people that just can't be helped, honestly. And, I mean, if a cigarette gets him the fuck away from me, then whatever.
Yeah, it's just get it out of your hair. It's not your problem anymore.
Yeah, like... The first time we walked up to him, he was listening to, straight up, he had one of those off-brand CD players. I think it was like a Craig.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you listening to? And he's like, listening to a mix CD I found on the ground.
That's amazing.
He's like, I gotta go get some batteries. They keep dying on me.
This sucks.
And I was like, I didn't know what you're gonna use those batteries for.
Like, bro, where'd you find that CD player at? Goodwill, I guess?
There is a Salvation Army down the road on my route.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I know he don't live there. He doesn't stay there. It's an adult rehabilitation center for, I guess, drugs or
probably
something.
Drugs.
But all the dudes I see coming out of there, they just look like they just hopped out of prison. But they help out sometimes. Like, I'll walk in and be like, I got some furniture. Anybody want to help me carry it in?
Yeah.
And they'll, they have to. They have to, because the guy behind the desk is like, hey, yeah, you go help the FedEx guy.
Nice.
And they fucking have to.
I mean, at least you get help. That's what matters, I guess.
Usually I'll just haul it in myself, but they let them sit outside, and then when they're sitting outside and smoking on the phone, visiting their families and shit, I don't bug them.
Yeah.
Because that's their time outside.
They enjoying their time.
They have therapy dogs.
Really?
I delivered there Friday.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I noticed behind the desk there's a fucking German Shepherd. I was like, y'all got dogs now? And the dude's like, yeah, we got like 5 or 6 in here. And he started pointing at him. He's like, this one's Rocky, that one's this one, and then the one being lazy over there, that's all he does. He just sleeps all day. I was like, I feel that, honestly. I was like, can I come in there and pet them? And he's like, yeah, come on in. And he buzzed me in and all that, and he let me. One of them barked at me. I was like, no. And he stopped.
They are working.
Yeah, they're working.
You're not supposed to ask to pet working dogs.
That's why I always ask.
You're not supposed to ask.
Even if it's like a service animal. Every dog deserves to be pet, except seeing eye dogs.
Yeah.
I don't ask to pet those because they are hard at work.
They're all hard at work.
But if a lady is walking around Walmart with like a dog in the buggy that says service animal, I'll be like, can I pet your dog?
I mean, yeah, it's like an emotional support animal.
Like, that's why I always ask. I don't walk up and just be like, dog. Like, I always ask.
As much as we want to.
Yeah, I'll just say, may I pet your dog? If they say, yeah, sure, go ahead, then it's fine. If they say, no, it makes them kind of antsy, I'll be like, okay, that's cool.
Like, literally, that's the reason I have this job.
Yeah.
The reason we work at FedEx is because we get to meet puppers everywhere. That's the goal.
Every day, dogs. Same dogs every day. This lady on my route surprised that I remembered her dog's name.
I buy dog treats.
Yeah.
To keep in my truck. Mainly for one house. There's one house I go to on Royal Oak, and they have like 4 dogs. And if it's not raining, they're all out in their front yard, and they chase my truck. At least like within their yard, they just fucking start getting it. And I love them so much. Every time, like, even if I don't have anything to deliver to them, I stop. Because it's technically on the way out of the neighborhood. I stop, and I get out, and I pet them and give them treats.
So that's what takes you so fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a super cool conversation with a lady, though. She works at a bank off of 280. And I walk in there, and I had my headphones on. And I was listening to D's Nuts. And obviously, I listen to it loud as shit because my truck's loud as shit. And I walk in, I give her dog treats. She just got a new puppy or whatever, like 2 months ago. She made sure I knew she got a new puppy. This lady's probably like mid-40s, I would say. Early 40s, maybe late 30s, early 40s, right? And I walk in, give her stuff. She signs for it. And she was like, what are you listening to? And I was like, I felt awkward. I didn't want to be like, D's Nuts, bitch. But I was like, I'm listening to like hardcore music. Because they're generally, D's Nuts is mainly hardcore. And she was like, oh, really? Yeah. I was like, what bands do you don't listen to? And I told her about like Straight from the Path. because they're probably like the one I usually go to that's like really, really are like within the confines of hardcore, but also further mainstream because they're politically motivated. And she started talking to me about death metal, right?
Shit.
And this lady does not look like you would expect. It's literally I judge the fuck out of her that she would not be listening to death metal. And she starts throwing me these like band names that I've never heard of before because I don't listen to a lot of death metal. Granted, I'm not like that deep into like true death metal. I haven't listened to death metal since like 2010, 2012. You know, back when Suicide Silence and Job for a Cowboy and Whitechapel were like at their peak and shit. And she started telling me like, have you listened to this band? Have you listened to this band? And I was telling her, and she was like, look, your job for the day is go listen to this band. Can't remember the fucking name of them. I listened to them right after that, and that's not my style. I don't listen to that kind of death metal. I listen to hardcore because of what hardcore is. And I was just so surprised that this lady comes to me and was like, hey, do you listen to death metal? And I'm like, bitch, what?
What?
Like, she looked like a Karen. You know what I mean?
But a Karen that gets down.
But like a long-haired Karen, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like 6'2".
Jesus.
So she scared me a little bit. She's super nice, though. But I was just so surprised. And I haven't had to go back to that bank yet. But when I go back, she's going to be like, did you do your job? Did you listen to who I told you to listen to?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be like, yes, ma'am, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am, I'm sorry. Here's your stuff. Sign for it, please.
That's just not my style, you know what I mean? That kind of music is. And I listen to either hardcore or pop punk. That's about it. Literally all I've listened to this past week is State Champs and D's Nuts. That's it.
Yes.
And whatever Spotify recommends when I'm listening to those people.
State Champs is actually touring with Beartooth right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking good.
State Champs tweeted out.
I fucking love State Champs.
They tweeted out something about, we're going to be playing here, fuck our songs up, get the pit going, stuff like that. And fucking Beartooth. Caleb was like, we'll be in the crowd, we'll be in the pit singing along just to root you guys on.
I love State Champs so much. That's the only people I've been listening to them and D's Nuts. That's been it.
But to the music thing, me and Destin were delivering out in Pinson, Ramlap area once, and we were listening to Thy Art Is Murder.
That's out in like the country, like cousin fucking country.
No, we were in like the rich neighborhood.
So the old people country.
Yeah, but we were bumping Thy Art Is Murder.
Yeah.
We pull up, we pop the door, we find the ladies' package, we take to it. The music's still going.
Yeah.
Loud. And I walk up to the door. Her driveway's kind of long, so the music kind of like fades out a little bit when we get down there.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are y'all listening to? She's an older woman. I want to say 60s.
Yeah.
60s to 70s. She's like, what are y'all listening to? I like this. I like the sound of it. I was like, it's Thy Art Is Murder. She's like, I'm gonna have to look them up.
Yeah.
Y'all boys have a good day. What's the name of the song? I can't remember the name of the song, but I told her. And she's like, I'm gonna go look that up. I like it. And I was
that sounds awesome.
Fuck yeah, Grandma.
You know she totally got gangbanged by like the Motley Crew back in the day.
Well, there goes that image.
You know she was into that shit, dog. Okay, let's get into these stories. Okay. This one about Mr. I'm just going to say Ray. I don't have to pronounce
Ray V.
Vennieuwenhoven every time. The man's name's Ray. Okay. So, this is an 82-year-old man from Lakewood, Wisconsin, right?
Off to a bad start.
So, basically, there's this cold case in Lakewood, in this area, and 43 years ago, right? So, randomly, all this person's neighbors were looking outside, and cops were there. They were arresting this 82-year-old man. They have no clue why, and they were just, all his neighbors were like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, he's this 43-year-old dude. He's so cool.
43 or 82?
Oh, he was 82, sorry. But what happened was, in 1976, this couple, they got engaged, they were going to get married. It was David Schultz and Ellen Mathis. They went camping in McClintock Park, July 9th, 1976. They got up to go for a walk. The girl had to pee. She goes to pee. And then out of nowhere, her soon-to-be husband gets shot in the fucking head, or in the neck, with a .30 caliber rifle. So she freaks the fuck out mid-piss.
Yeah, she probably shit a little bit
She
too.
probably did. And she just starts fucking running. The guy had fired 2 shots. One hit him in the neck, one hit the wall, and she just took off running. He chased after her, called her, raped her, and then put 2 in her chest.
Damn.
And they had no leads. He didn't steal anything. There was no robbery. I really don't think to this day they have any clue what really happened. What motive, I should say. They know who fucking did it. It was this old motherfucker. At the time, he would have been, what? He's 84 right now, or 82 right now. 1976, he'd been in his 30s, 40s?
Yeah.
30s or 40s. But they had no leads. There was no robbery. There was no connection to the victims. So it stayed cold until 2018. In 2018, they decided to contact Parabon Nanolabs. They do genetic genealogy. I think they've caused over 50 people to be arrested this last year doing it. And it's all from 23andMe and all those genetic websites. Basically, people are submitting their spit. Bro, if I got one of those, I would nut in the cup instead. And see how they would react. But they take the crime scene DNA and they upload it to their database. The databases consisted of DNA from all of those websites that people want to look at their history, right? They want to look through the history. They want to be like, oh, was my uncle Hitler? Probably. But they find a connection with his family tree. So they like reverse engineered his family tree when they find a connection, but they had to get his DNA. So they tricked his ass into it. 2 cops showed up at his house and they were like, hey, we need you to fill out a survey for the community and mail it in. So they got him to lick the fucking envelope, mail it in, and they saved his little lick on the envelope, and it connected perfectly to the DEA of the semen found inside the lady that he raped 40-something years ago.
God damn.
They arrested him within 8 days. He was put on $1 million bond. He's saying he's not guilty, that he didn't do it, but did he?
DNA don't lie.
DNA doesn't lie. But this wasn't the first time he'd been in jail. This guy that everyone thought was like the super nice guy, he's actually a fucking dickhead. In 1957, he attacked a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old girl on the same day, just ran up behind him and started beating the fuck out of them.
He's mental. Saying
that he was trying to scare them.
Oh, well, he accomplished his task.
Like, he beat the fuck out of this girl. And he was like, I was just trying to scare him. No, dog, you're a fucking dickhead.
That's not how you scare somebody.
And you have an obsession with hurting females.
You walk up behind him and say, boo. You don't beat the shit out of him.
He also was a mean drunk, apparently.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of people in the neighborhood would say that whenever he got drunk, he was a son of a bitch to deal with.
Oh.
That's what they say.
We all know one of those.
Yeah, we know. Oh, yeah. But as far as right now, his court date's set for June 19th. He'll most likely be convicted because DNA doesn't lie. But we'll see what happens.
You said 100%. 100% match?
From what I could tell, yeah.
The spit to the splooge? 100%.
The spit to the splooge, yes. It connected perfectly, yes.
Ah, he's fucked.
Yeah, he's fucked.
He's 82. He's going to die probably before July 19th.
But it closes the case.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
And people, the family members of these 2 people that were murdered for no fucking reason.
Yeah, because like their family members are in their 70s now.
Yeah, they get
closure before they die.
Yeah.
They figure out who did it.
Yeah, which saves a lot on ghosts.
Yeah, we don't want that around. But that's that whole story. Well, the guy's a piece of shit.
Well, long story short, fuck this guy.
Yep, he murdered somebody. 2 people.
Good job.
Raped and murdered 2 people 40 years ago, and it fucking caught up to him. He thought he'd get away.
He almost did if it wasn't for those meddling cops.
He went into hiding, and it didn't fucking work.
What an ass hat.
Oh, yeah. What else do we have today?
Something about...
Oh, yeah, another mass shooting.
Yay.
I wonder how many mass shootings... This is probably like mass shooting number 300
When was
the fucking
the
year.
last mass shooting we had was Vegas, right?
No, there's been one since Vegas.
I can't remember.
This is Virginia Beach. That happened on the 31st, so about a week ago. There's been too many. But the Virginia Beach shooting was... Do I say his name? I know a lot of people don't like that. You know what I mean?
Saying his name?
Yeah, because it gives him infamy.
Well, don't say his fucking name then.
Like, I don't know. I don't really care about that. The dude's fucking dead.
Fuck this prick.
He's suicide by cop. I mean, he's... Like...
No, don't say his name.
I understand with, like, serial killers saying their names, you know? But, like, you know, if we talked about Columbine, we'd talk about their names.
Klebold and Harris, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, serial killers, you talk about their names and stuff like that. But I guess if he was still alive, it'd be different. I don't know. Because a lot of news organizations... No, New Zealand was the last one, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Well, that wasn't here, but...
Yeah, that was messed up, though.
Yeah, but this guy, I'm not going to say his name. He was a 40-year-old engineer from the city of Virginia Beach. Worked in the Water and Sanitary Sewers branch for 15 years. Never been in trouble with the law. Never got in trouble with his job.
What a shit job.
100%. He's an engineer for... I get it. I get it. But he never got in trouble. He was a stand-up guy. People even saw, like, before the shooting happened, literally hours before the shooting happened, a guy saw him in the bathroom just brushing his teeth, all calm. Cool.
What the
chilling.
fuck?
He was just brushing his teeth after he got done eating, and he was like, hey, how you doing? Good. How was your weekend? Good. Basically. And then he came back in the building and shot 13 people. 12 people. Injured more. And you got to think, these people were, like, assassinated, too. I think there was, out of the 12 victims, all but 3 were shot in the face, like in the head.
What? Do we even have a motive?
No.
Yet? Nothing still?
Motive is completely unclear, and no one knows why, because all people know is he put his 2 weeks notice in the day before, and then came in, he shot a dude in the parking lot, then started going through every floor, just no targets. He didn't target anyone specifically.
Just random.
Just shooting random people. He was carrying 2 Glock 45s. I'm guessing they're Glocks. They said they're 45s with silencers and extended mags. I'm guessing they're Glocks. Because if you want a gun that has a good extended mag and can fit a silencer, you use a Glock. But he had 2 45s, multiple extended mags, and Glock extended mags hold 18 rounds. So, and he just went through all 3 floors of the building shooting people until he finally got to, like, the 3rd floor or whatever. And he got in a shootout with the cops. One of the cops got hit in the stomach. His vest stopped the bullet until they finally breached and cleared and shot his ass. Apparently, the dude was a fucking meathead, too. Like, super jacked meathead. And
maybe roid rage?
No. I think there was something different going on with him because he was... From the way his neighbors said that he's very paranoid and he was in love with cars. So his neighbors said that he was never late about anything, very punctual with time. He never had visitors, ever. Never had a dog, never had a female come to his house, never had another dude come to his house, nothing. And he had cameras set up around his apartment, watching his door and watching his cars. He lived in a bottom floor apartment in a big apartment complex, and he had 4 cameras watching everything. Like maybe schizophrenia, paranoia.
Probably paranoia, thinking somebody was coming after him until it finally ate away his brain.
I don't know. I can't say. Motive's a hard thing to find out. FBI are still looking into it. You know,
I mean,
he did serve in the military.
Could PTSD be a factor?
He didn't serve in combat service.
Oh, he was an engineer in the Army, I'm guessing.
He was in the artillery regiment. He was a specialist D4. He was never deployed, though. He was in the National Guard, so he never got deployed. It's a weird situation because, like, I guess it's ironic, but there was a community workshop scheduled for the next day by the city's police department on how to handle an active shooter situation. There's supposed to be 36 people attending.
Look, I don't want to make a joke about this, but in my head,
You can say whatever you want, man.
Like, they were doing that thing the next day. What if he just walked in like, today's the day?
Yeah, that would be...
He probably walked in like Yosemite Sam, like firing into the ceiling.
Yeah, it's so weird. A big problem that the cops were actually kind of like pissed off at the building because they probably could have saved more lives if the building wasn't protected by key cards.
They couldn't get in.
Yeah, they were like, there was news reporters that were talking about hearing the cops and they were pissed, kicking fucking doors in, like, or trying to kick a door in. They had to blow a door open almost because they couldn't get up floors because of the key cards. And it really prompted people to be like, we need to figure something out so where all these emergency responders can get into these buildings. It's a big problem. It honestly is. Like, I can see it on like some of the places I go to on my route. There's a lot of businesses that you cannot get into without a key card. Yeah. You've got to beat on the door or some shit like that. And it's kind of sketchy how it is. Another big thing was the man had silencers on both his rifles. And a lot of the people that survived or whatever, they were saying that they had no clue it was happening for the first like 5 minutes. Until people started like running downstairs because it sounded like a nail gun. Because there was construction going on part of the building. So it sounded like a nail gun. This dude really thought out what he was doing. Hopefully, I hope that a motive comes out so we can truly understand why the fuck he was doing this. Why he did what he did. Because on the outside looking in, he was a normal meathead that liked cars. He legally owned both his guns.
Okay.
He bought one in 2016 and one last 2018. He was a legal gun owner. And there's probably some conspiracy theories coming out because the way people reacted afterwards was for gun control.
Of course.
It's going to be the same shit that happened with Sandy Hook when people were saying Obama was trying to push gun control, so he fabricated a mass shooting of a school, which he didn't. Sandy Hook happened. Kids got shot.
Do we know if what did they call her?
Who?
The same woman that would pop up every time.
Oh, crisis actor.
Crisis actor. Do we know if there is a crisis actor here?
No, I have not seen any conspiracy theories coming out yet.
Okay, so it's legit. Musclehead.
Musclehead went in and shot a bunch of fucking people.
Well, before we transition to the next subject, I hope the families find peace. Families of the victims, I hope they find peace in this. And I hope this dude is...
This is so scary.
This is fucking crazy.
Anybody that wants to look, go on Wikipedia and look at list of mass shootings in the United States in 2019. And, like, just look through this shit.
Was there one in Chicago?
This was yesterday in Chicago. 4 people were rooted in a neighborhood after an altercation with a suspect. But no one's died in those. But if you look at these, like, a mass shooting is someone that considered more than one person getting injured during a single time. And if you look at June 1st, 5 times was there a technical mass shooting incident where more than 4 people were injured. And that's insane. And you look at May 26th, 4 of them. Oh yeah, there's that, where's it at? In Atmore. And on the 18th, there was that shooting where someone opened fire during a fucking high school graduation party.
Awesome. What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. It's... Without getting too political, It's a big problem. Mass shootings are a very, very big problem in our country.
We're not preaching gun control.
I am.
Oh, okay.
There needs to be more limits on who can get guns. That's about it.
This is what I've never...
I love guns.
Me too. This is what I've never understood. You have to be, 21 to get a pistol.
No, to get a concealed carry license. You can get a pistol at 18.
Oh, okay. I thought
a shop won't sell you a pistol till you're 21, but you can go to a gun show and get one at 18.
Yeah, okay. Like a gun shop, for example, won't sell you a pistol till you're 21.
Yep.
But they will sell you a fucking rifle
when I was 19 years old. I walked into B&B Pawn with $700. I was 19 or 20, and I bought an AR-15 and 1,000 rounds and walked out.
I remember you walking.
All I did was hand them my driver's license, and they said, "All right, we're going to check it real quick." 5 minutes later, they come back, hand my license back, and sell me a full AR, a Smith & Wesson 5.56 AR, and 1,000 rounds, and I walk out the door with it in a case.
Look, this is another thing.
I was 19.
Yeah, they need to keep the background check, whatever they do.
Background checks need more strenuous.
Yeah, they need to, but this is another thing. Whoever is, I guess, the tech support behind this shit, or the IT department behind the background check, when they send the form in and it comes back, it's supposed to be 3 days.
Certain states have 3-day holds. Like New York City has 3 holds.
I had to wait 4 days because this is the reason why. I bought a pistol. They said we're gonna have to do a background check first.
Okay.
I handed them my ID. They had me fill out the form. They're like, okay, well, here's the problem. The thing we send it to is down.
Yeah.
Right now, so we're gonna have to wait for it to come back up. What started me thinking, and when I talked to the clerk, I was like, there's going to be that one shop somewhere that's going to be like, it's down, but you know what? I trust you. Here's your gun.
Yeah.
And then it'll just run it later. Mm-hmm. That's how people that don't need guns get guns.
I think there should be like a national 3-day hold.
Yeah.
There should be nationally, you should be like, hey, if you go to buy a gun, you should not be able to get it that day.
But the 3 days...
Because all you got to say is, I'm getting it for self-defense. Here you go.
The 3 days...
Yeehaw's Second Amendment.
If somebody wants to go light up a fucking building like this jack off, the 3 days isn't going to fucking matter.
The thing is, this dude, no matter what, this guy would have been able to get a gun unless... he was able to sit down with a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist was able to actually pick his brain and see what was wrong with him.
Yeah, but the thing is, if somebody else wants to do this, and they're going to have to get them to wait 3 days, it's not going to matter because it's going to give them 3 more days to plan their attack.
Yeah, but there's very small circumstances where it really stops things. Because, this guy didn't use a high-powered rifle. I don't know where he got silencers, but you can legally buy silencers.
Yeah, a friend.
They're illegal there.
A friend of mine almost got a hold of one when he was in the Army.
Yeah, they're illegal in Virginia Beach, but you can get a Class 3 license to be able to own anything fully automatic. You're technically not allowed to take them out of your shop. Like if you watch a lot of the big YouTubers, gun YouTubers, like Demolition Ranch. He's got a special firearms license, I think, to be able to own some of the stuff he has. But I don't know.
I mean, fucking FPS Russia shot at RPG.
Yeah. But they're usually surrounded by law enforcement when they do stuff like that.
And there's medics nearby.
Yeah.
So,
except for when FPS Russia almost got killed by that door.
Yeah.
Do you remember that video? Uh-huh. He had a door fly right fucking beside him because he loves Tannerite.
We all love Tannerite.
But I'm not going to preach gun control. I just think something needs to be done. But
TLDR, if nobody knows what that means, it means too long, didn't read.
Everyone knows what the fuck that means.
Some people don't. TLDR, this shit, fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
To the families of the victims, I'm sorry. I hope you find peace. I really do.
And to everyone that died, I haunt the fuck out of this guy. Like y'all are all ghosts now.
Just ghostly beat the fuck out of him.
Piss on his face.
Yeah, with ghost piss.
Shit in his mouth.
With ghost shit.
That's right.
Ghost shit.
Okay, we're going to move past this and get even more angry.
Yeah, here we go.
About the next story.
Okay, look. We're about to jump into this story, and it's going to make me angry. I told you before we started recording that I'm going to get pissed off about this.
It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month. I have a lot of friends that are gay, bi, or trans.
Oh, we love them.
But I came into this office mad because of something that happened yesterday. Yeah. My girlfriend.
Yeah. She has a lot of gay friends, too.
Yeah, she does. One of her good friends is gay, and majority of her friends are gay.
Yeah.
I love her friends. They're awesome. One of them, Britt Jo. Shout out to Britt Jo, if you ever listen. She calls me handsome.
And I mean, you got to think, even my girlfriend is bisexual.
Yeah. So. But here's the thing. My girlfriend is mixed.
Yeah.
She went to a liquor store yesterday, and the lady behind the counter said some racist things.
Oh.
And it didn't sit well with me.
Well, yeah.
Because my girlfriend has a star ID. The ones that make it easier to get on the plane, stuff like that, into government buildings.
Oh, what's that? I've never heard of a star ID.
On your ID, it puts a star in one of the corners.
Like an endorsement thing?
Yeah, it's easier to get on the flights, stuff like that, into government buildings, shit like that. I can't remember exactly.
I don't know.
But this fucking tadpole bitch, this racist, her name is probably fucking Ethel, and she, according to my girlfriend, she looks at her ID and says, "Oh, you have the star ID. I guess it makes it easier for you to get on flights because of your color."
Wow.
And I straight up asked my girlfriend, I was like, do you want me to go burn down this liquor store?
Do we stab her?
Like, I walked into her house yesterday and I had my knife out. I was like, you ain't got to worry about this bitch no more. Just joking around because I didn't kill her. But fuck this bitch.
Imagine she ends up dead tomorrow and you just implicated yourself.
We can just edit this out.
Commit.
We can just edit this out. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just go back to the knife part and cut it completely. But fuck this bitch.
Yeah, that's stupid, dude. That's one thing I hate about living in the state of Alabama. We still hear that stuff. I mean, when I first started working at FedEx, I delivered to this apartment complex, and I was just sitting there, and I get out, I'm delivering. I got to go up these stairs to drop these packages off, and I was carrying something big or whatever. And when I was coming back downstairs, this lady stops me, and she's like, "Hey," and was asking me something. It was cold outside, so I was like, "Bitch, hurry up." Mm-hmm. And she was asking me something. Oh, I was driving a Metro van, so she was like, "Why are you in a Metro van?" I'm just, "'Cause I am. That's what I'm driving. Sorry." And she was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I'm just sitting here waiting for these BLACK people to show up to get this washer and dryer. They take forever."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Bitch, you don't know me at all. I want to throw hands in your face right now for being a little racist cunt."
Everybody brings up all the time that I deliver to, like, the projects.
Yeah, you do go to a lot of some of the places you go to.
And it's 98% African American down there. And this one guy at work is like, "They still got you delivering to the ghetto? Man, you gonna get messed up down there." And I was like, "No, the fuck I'm not."
Like, bro, people aren't really gonna fuck with us.
I have been shot at once. And
they didn't shoot at you.
They didn't shoot at me. They shot near me.
He witnessed a drive-by.
Okay, everybody, if you're going to do it, I'm not condoning drive-bys right now. Disclaimer, I am not condoning drive-bys. But if you're going to commit one, don't drive your mom's car, her bright red car. Don't wear a white hoodie so you can be seen. And don't do it at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning.
I understand you gangbangers and shit.
Here, just don't fucking do it.
Just make sure there ain't no kids outside it, for one, though.
There were.
Like,
that's the thing.
You're driving a car. You cannot hit a target very well when you're driving a car. Like, I literally Demolition Ranch we were talking about the other day. He did a video where they were testing the ability to do drive-by shootings. They had him and a Special Forces sniper that was in the back seat shooting a handgun, trying to hit targets while they're going 30 miles an hour, and it's really fucking hard.
Yeah. But
you're going to end up shooting a kid. Please stop.
There were children outside.
Yeah, they're outside playing and shit.
And the way that these projects were laid out is where he was firing, there were apartments in the strike range.
Yeah, it could have went through a window or something.
It could have. Like, even though these apartments are brick, I mean, it could have went through a window. It could have killed an old lady. There were children outside playing.
Yeah.
At the fucking park where he was firing at. There was a guy, I saw who he was shooting at, and it was probably some dude that's probably talking shit about him, and he was wanting to send a message. He didn't hit him. He fired off 2 shots, which we all know is just a message.
Yeah, he fucking got scared.
Stop talking shit.
You ain't real, pussy.
Yeah, he just popped off 2 shots, one in front of the van, one behind the van. I was sitting in the front seat just watching the whole fucking thing. If they would have fucking seen me, that I witnessed that shit, they probably would have come back.
No, they wouldn't. They're pussies. He went out there and shot 2 shots.
Look, don't solve your problems with guns.
Solve it by fucking.
Solve it by throwing hands or something.
No, go suck his dick.
And I assure you, microphone, dead eyes right at you, microphone. If you are getting into a fight with somebody and you just scream out, "Come on, I'll suck your dick," they will back off.
Unless they're homophobic.
Sometimes.
All right. Let's
I'm already heated. I'm angry. Let's do this because I'm going to start yelling and probably scare the people in the living room.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about in this little segment of the show is this event that took place in London a couple of days ago. Their general overview before we get into details. These 2 young ladies, I don't know if they're young, 28.
Young.
28.
Yeah.
28 years old. Melanie, her name's Melanie Gaymonot.
Gaymonot?
Gaymonot.
I don't know. She's from Uruguay.
She's from Uruguay.
Wait. No, never mind.
You were going to say Uruguay?
Her name is Gay, and she's from Uruguay, and she's gay.
Yeah.
We can cut that because...
No, I'm not cutting anything.
That's shaming.
No, it's not. It's a joke.
I love
comedy.
I love these 2 people from London.
Anyway, these 2 ladies, they got on a bus. They were in London. She just moved. She recently moved there, and they went to the top deck because they were like, "We're in a double-decker bus. This is kind of cool. We want to see everything." And they sit down, and a group of young men decided to harass them, and they were telling them to kiss and all this other shit.
It all started because Melanie kissed her girlfriend, Chris.
She said she doesn't know exactly what they did to make it seem like they were gay, if they kissed or if they held hands or something.
And they were just like harassing them, like, kiss, do it again, prove that you're gay. Oh, God.
And these are kids.
5 teenagers?
It was 4 or 5. They were arrested between the age of 15 and 18. And they also fucking robbed them.
Yeah.
When they wouldn't do what they said, when they wouldn't kiss to fill this 15-year-old fantasy of seeing 2 women kiss, I don't fucking know, they started just beating the shit out of them. They started beating shit out of the girl, the first lady, and she was like, she doesn't really know if she hit one of them or if she tried to pull her girlfriend out or what, but they started beating the shit out of them too. And then robbed them and fucking ran. By the time the police were there, quick as fuck.
Yeah.
London police, so much better than U.S. police.
Yeah.
They were there. By the time they got to the bottom of the deck, the police were already there. The bus driver had already called the cops. And it's just so disgusting that something like this still happens in 2019.
Melanie has said, "Not the first time in my life I have felt violated. Even though it is the first time, my nose has been broken."
Yeah,
she had to have a minor procedure done to get her nose fixed.
It's just so disgusting that something like this still happens in this day and age. And there's a trend of hate crimes in London. Since 2014, it's gone up by like at least like almost 1,000 recorded incidents since it started. And it pisses me off to no end that people want to get mad over what makes people happy. You know what I mean?
History repeats itself because if you remember, you don't remember, but back when I remember reading an article when I was a kid, it was about this interracial couple that got married here.
Here in Alabama?
Yeah, it was like the first interracial couple to get married in Alabama, legally through a judge, and there were fucking people heated about that.
Yeah.
And that shit calmed down.
You know what it all falls back to?
What?
Christianity.
Yeah. And people wonder why I don't follow Christianity.
But what kills me about this is it was a bunch of kids that were 15 to 18, right? And one thing I've always lived by is you're not born racist. No one is born racist. No. You're a product of your environment. Mm-hmm. You're a subject to your environment. And whether it's these kids learned it from their family or if they learned it from friends, one of the two, whoever they are surrounding themselves with are disgusting human beings. They are disgusting human beings. And I know that the youngest ones are going to get off easy.
Probably just a little time in juvie. And
because they're going to say, hey, he's only 15. He can change. No, he's a piece of shit.
He's just going to get worse from here. Unless he is properly rehabilitized.
Unless he is properly understands what he did is fucking wrong.
Yeah, the Metropolitan Police said 4 males aged between 15 and 18 had been arrested on suspicion of robbery and causing grievous bodily harm. Detective Superintendent Andy Cox said inquiries were continuing into the disgusting assault. Lots of people will understandably be outraged by this attack, he said in a statement. Our efforts to trace all the suspects involved and bring them in for questioning will be relentless. The police confirmed on Saturday that a 16-year-old boy was arrested. London's mayor, Sadiq Khan, condemned the incident, saying it was a disgusting, misogynistic attack. He wrote on Twitter, hate crimes against the LGBT plus community will not be tolerated in London. This is how far it reached. The Prime Minister, Theresa May, joined the condemnation. This was a sickening attack, and my thoughts are with the couple affected. Nobody should ever have to hide who they are or who they love, and we must work together to eradicate unacceptable violence toward the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is no one would have knew about this if she didn't post it on Facebook.
And she says here, after her post, that she found out that many of her gay friends have been beaten up because they were gay, and many women friends are feeling harassed because they're sitting in a bar with a friend and harassed by men. It's not toxic masculinity. It's not just men doing this. There's women that hate fucking lesbians.
It's this culture that people don't like when people are different.
She said, or in my case, if I am with someone I am dating and someone comes to talk to us and I say I'm dating her, they say, oh, you should kiss because I don't believe you. It's a kind of entertainment for these people.
Yeah, straight dudes love gay porn, basically.
Okay,
they love watching lesbians, and it's fucking weird.
These little shit fucks on this bus.
Yeah.
If they want to see two chicks kiss, just fucking jump on Pornhub.
I'm sure you all have phones. You have Google. Just hit that little Google button and type in lesbian scissor.
Yeah.
And you get everything you want. I can recommend you some actresses.
Shut up. Melanie also followed up and said, I haven't been able to go back to work, but what upsets me the most is that violence has become a common thing, that sometimes it's necessary to see a woman bleeding after being punched to feel some kind of impact. We have to endure verbal harassment and chauvinistic, misogynistic, and homophobic violence because when you stand up for yourself, shit like this happens.
It's the same thing when a lot of sexual assaults happens and rapes happen. People like to say, well, why'd you go along with it? You know, that's technically consent. And it's because they're afraid for their fucking lives. Like, if they would have just kissed, You know what I mean? And did what they said. They might not have gotten their ass beat, right? Because I think the robbery was a product of opportunity.
Yeah.
They were already on the ground, got their ass beat. They stole from them. If these ladies, I'm not saying this is the right thing to do. First off, speculation. If these ladies would have just done what these kids said, right? They might not have got hurt.
Then that's...
But that shows that you're letting hatred win. And you should never do that. I'm very, very proud that these women were like, no, we're not going to be your fucking entertainment. That's not what we are. We're just two ladies that fucking like each other. And it's the same thing that happens with, like, when it comes to sexual assaults and rapes and stuff like that. You have men that think they can do whatever they want with women and take advantage of them. And a lot of these women are scared to say no because they fear for their lives.
Yeah, they don't know what these men are capable of.
And then people try to say, well, you went along with it. No, motherfucker, I didn't. I guess I did go along with it because I thought I was going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I would rather experience this trauma and survive and then not survive at all.
I'm just glad that these two women, it didn't escalate any further than, I'm sorry they got fucked up by these little rat pussies. I'm sorry that Melanie got her nose broken. I'm sorry that Chris, her face in this picture is just covered in blood.
Yeah.
I hope these kids get the shit kicked out of them as karma. Because karma will eat these children alive.
Yeah, they will. These
little punk-ass bitches.
I'm hoping they understand what they did wrong. And if it happens again with them, I hope that what sucks is there was no one on that bus that night. It was them two and that gang of 4 fucking hooligans. That was it.
Because that's all they got to do, these kids, is just ride around on the bus and just fuck with people. Mm-hmm. But just think about what these kids are telling people in juvie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you get in here for? Oh, man, I broke a lesbian's nose. He's going to get his ass whooped.
Yeah, it's...
Because you know that these kids know about the other kids, like in these juvenile halls. They know what's going on. You know, rumors spread and that shit.
There's probably some real fucking kids in there that have been through it. You know what I mean?
There's probably some kids in there that have committed fucking murder.
London isn't the nicest city.
No.
I guess you'd say.
It's not.
I mean, they have the same type of low income, no opportunity stuff as Compton or Chicago has.
Yeah, they have projects.
They have the gangs. Projects. They have gangs. They have all that stuff.
Have you seen the movie Attack the Block?
No, I haven't.
Great fucking movie. You should watch it. It's similar to that.
Okay.
It's about these... Bear with me. It's about these kids in a London gang. You know, I couldn't understand half of it because they're actually using slang that they use over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of London slang I don't know.
And it's, bear with me, it's about this London gang taking down aliens. They're protecting their block, you know.
Yeah, from aliens. That's amazing.
It's got Nick Frost in it from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Plays a drug dealer. Oh, Nick Frost.
Dude, that sounds amazing. I want to watch it.
I want to go to London and just beat the fuck out of these kids.
Yeah. But it's...
And you know if the TST hears about this, they're going to do something for these girls.
Oh, 100%. They've probably already put a statement out if you look.
We're already doing stuff for Pride Month.
Yeah.
We're trying to shut down this straight pride shit that's going on.
Oh, I bet you these kids would go to a straight pride parade.
Isn't it just a normal parade?
That's just a parade.
We're straight. Cool. Okay.
I hate hearing that so much. The whole, they get a gay pride parade. Where's our straight pride parade? Bitch, you get every day in a fucking month.
Okay, here's your straight pride parade. Thanksgiving Day parade. There.
You want a straight pride parade? What about, the other 334 days of the year?
Yeah, how about, you remember what happened the last time?
The last 2,000 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about that?
I don't know if you recall this certain parade. that was led by Dr. Martin Luther King. What happened there?
Mm-hmm.
Gay Pride Parade. Cool. I've always wanted to go to one.
That would be fun as shit.
I'm not
especially in San Fran.
Like, I would love to support my friends.
Yeah.
I'd support every single one of them. Their choices are their choices.
Yeah.
Love who you love. Love
Just don't
is
fuck
love.
dogs.
Just don't fuck animals or children, please. Please. Love is love, okay? Just if you love another girl, if you're a female and you love another girl, cool. If you're a dude and you love another dude, cool. If you're a girl that identifies as a dude, cool. Because one of my best friends is.
If you're a small Asian man that's in love with your body pillow,
that's fine. Just keep
go
it in
for
your
it.
fucking room.
Just don't
fuck your pillow on a bus.
It's happened. People have married body pillows, so.
People have married worse things. I saw an episode of My Weird Obsession where this... Can't tell if it was a dude or a woman. I swear to God. It was so androgynous. It was a dude. I think his name is Jamie. I don't fucking care.
But was in sex name.
In love with a carnival ride. And during this fucking documentary, this dude is making out with it, rubbing on it. Dude is in love with a carnival ride, okay? And during this fucking documentary, he is laying on the ground, kissing it.
The carnival ride.
Because it's like a pendulum ride.
Oh.
Rocks you back and forth and shit like that. He's rubbing on it, and he gets fucking like brake fluid on his hands. And this guy, okay?
It's gotta be a dude.
It's a dude. He's laying on the ground. He's kissing it. He's rubbing it. He gets brake fluid or hydraulic fluid on his hands. And this motherfucker says, I love your fluids on me.
Oh my God.
I very quickly closed YouTube and said, well, fuck, that's enough of that for the day.
It's just like that dude that's in love with his car. Have you seen that one? Dude that's in love with his car, literally in a romantic relationship with his car. And tell me why this motherfucker chose like a 1992 Pontiac Grand Prix is what he's in love with. He didn't choose like a new car. He didn't have like a Tesla or like an i8, something nice. This man wanted a fucking old 92 Grand Prix is what he wants to fuck.
Well, okay.
Yes, I am shaming the fuck out of his car choice of who he's in love with. I am shaming it because that's an ugly ass car.
I think I came across an article about...
And cars don't have feelings, so you can't say he's in love with the car's heart. No, the car ugly.
Yeah, because you drove one for a while.
I drove a Grand Am.
Same thing. They fucking look the same.
No, Grand Prix are uglier.
Okay. I think I saw an article... it's kind of coming back to me about the carnival ride guy, how they were taking it down, and he was so distraught. He was so sad that they were taking this ride down. And I'm like, what if the carnival was open and this dude was just like on the ride, just being all sexual and shit?
You know he's jerking it while flying around.
With kids sitting around him, and he's just like rocking back and forth on this fucking pendulum ride going, yes, more. Yeah. I love you.
You see, speaking of carnival rides, actually.
People need therapy.
Have you seen the controversy on Twitter about, there's this like really popular Instagram model, right? Her name's Julian or something like that. That she posted a video on Twitter today or the other day about she was going down a roller coaster at Disney and she took her top off.
Uh-oh.
And she had like her titties out. And she posted it with the caption, Disney wouldn't give me the pictures. And people are very upset because of equal rights. They're like, imagine if a dude whipped his dick out.
Then it would be public indecency.
But technically, it's against Disneyland's policies to have your titties out. Because even though they're not a sexual organ, they are a sexual organ.
Yeah.
They're technically not a sexual organ.
So, what's the difference between this woman whipping her titties
People
out?
are mad because dudes can walk around shirtless, but women can't, right?
But
and people are saying she should be charged with indecent exposure because she pulled her titties out.
she did it just to get clout on Twitter.
That's all it was.
Okay, then that's it. If it would have been like an accident, cool.
But people are really mad.
She was just doing it for the shock value.
Because she wasn't charged with indecent exposure. People are really mad about
Well,
it.
in my honest opinion, she should be. Because she only did it to get more followers.
In my opinion, that's her brand, though. That's not like a one-time thing.
Popping a titty out
No,
of Disneyland?
nudity is her brand. She's that kind of Instagram model. She has like the premium Patreon, stuff like that. That's her brand. Her brand is selling her nudity and selling her body, which I'm completely okay with. If you want to do that, go for it.
Yeah, cool.
If you have it, people will pay for it.
Don't do it at Disney, though.
That's the only thing. Like, I don't, because in my opinion, if men can walk around shirtless, women should be able to also.
Yeah, so
right.
This is what I'm screaming.
So but since you're at Disney and it's against their park rules, you shouldn't be able to do it.
But okay, I can understand this woman did it because of her brand. But somebody's gonna come up and be like, well, if she's not allowed to, then what about the women breastfeeding their babies?
It's completely different though.
Yeah.
Because breastfeeding your baby is completely different than just pulling your titties out.
Yeah,
It's a completely different situation. But crazy straight dudes on Twitter are trying to say that it's the same thing. When it's not. Nursing a baby is a lot different than just showing somebody your titties.
Because I've had a friend that would breastfeed her baby in public, and she would, a newborn, you'd have to feed him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at like Walmart with her, and she had to bust a boob out for the kid, and people would just like fucking look at her, and I would always be there to run interference.
Yeah.
Just be like, just give them that look, like, what the fuck you looking at?
Yeah, it's a titty. You ever seen one before?
And I've gotten to the point where they're like looking at her weird, and I just like lift up my shirt and just have like one nipple hanging out and be like, what's up? What's up? What's up? I mean,
I don't know. The whole conversation was stupid. Like, I get people being mad she did it because it's at Disney and there's kids. But, like, at the same time, I don't think she should get charged with indecent exposure for it because it's a titty. If she would have been butt-ass naked, that's different. Same thing if a dude's butt-ass naked. But it's just titties, dog. It's literally just titties, in my opinion.
How much time we got left?
We're over an hour already.
Okay, let me just quickly throw in here. Disney are a bunch of bitches.
Fuck Disney, by the way.
Because
as much as I want to go see Star Wars Land, fuck Disney.
Fuck yeah. But here's the thing.
Or Hogwarts.
I'd say Universal. You're fine.
Okay, yeah.
You're fine. See, the thing about Disney is one of my favorite bands, Asinine Kills, has made it to the list of banned performing artists that cannot perform at Disney.
Really?
Because I understand Asinine Kills, they do have some violent imagery. But there's
But they're not like Whitechapel.
No, they're not. Like, I mean, in their video,
I don't listen to them, so I can't really say.
In their video for Stabbing in the Dark, which is about Michael Myers and Halloween,
yeah,
it legit shows the lead singer Spencer gouging out a security guard's eyeballs. So yeah,
pretty metal.
I understand.
It's pretty metal.
I mean, on stage they wear like
very on brand.
Very, very. Because I know where Spencer's coming from because I too love movies like that. I love horror movies.
Yeah, it's thrillers, man.
I love them. I love Jason. I love Freddy. I love Chucky. I will binge watch the fucking shit out of them. My mom is the reason why I'm into this shit. I was 5 years old the first time I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. She walked into the living room and I was watching it. I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And she's like, aren't you scared? And I was like, no, I'm cool. She's like, all right, I'm going to go back to bed. But they made it to the banned list with such bands as Let Live.
I don't even know who that is.
I like them. The Dillinger Escape Plan. is also banned, and Warbringer, stuff like that. And, you know, Spencer's firing back, of course. He's made us a Spotify playlist just called Banned.
Yeah.
BANNED, Banned. And it's a compilation of all the banned bands from that have been kicked out of Disney. And also, they're doing something for their tour. And it's like Disney wouldn't let us in, so I think they're trying to like fire back with that. But
Yeah, probably.
Spencer doesn't take any shit.
But you gotta think at the same time, they're okay with banning violent imagery, but not sexual imagery.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the fucking Disney princesses.
But not Disney princesses, but I'm talking about pop artists. A lot of pop artists are just pure sexualization.
Look how all of them have turned out. Look at Miley Cyrus.
I fuck with Miley, though.
I do, too.
Miley got in trouble recently, also.
What'd you do?
Copyright infringement.
Oh, okay, just like with the
You can.
Ariana.
It was with the
Photograph.
the abortion cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apparently it was stolen, and you can copyright a cake design.
Just like
A lawyer, the lady's lawyer said you can copyright a cake design, which is fucking cool.
the other weird things that have been copyrighted that you did not know, and every time you do it, you are under copyright infringement. The song "Happy Birthday to You."
Oh yeah,
it is copywritten, and the copyright doesn't end till like few years from now.
Copyrights usually last like 50 years before they become public domain or something like that.
But every time like it's performed in a movie,
yeah,
you know, you just overlook it like it's a character's birthday in the movie. They have to actually pay for that.
Mm-hmm. What's really copyright in general, I want to actually look into some copyright stuff, but copyright in general is really, really, really crazy.
And here's the thing, if you never noticed that they never fully sang happy birthday to you in movies.
Yeah.
It's only a snippet. Like they'll say happy birthday to, and it'll cut to another scene.
Because with copyright infringement, under the Fair Use Act, apparently you're allowed to, I know with YouTube, for example, a lot of popular YouTube artists, you'll notice in their videos, they never use more than like 5 to 10 seconds of any copyrighted material. It's because you're allowed up to 5 seconds of a copyrighted song, for example.
Unless you have express permission from the artist to use it.
Yeah, but you have to pay for a license.
Yeah.
But if you don't pay for a license, you can use, I think like if you have like a 10-minute video, you can't have more than 30 seconds. And it's not even just the song, like say it's a song. Someone like, here's an example. Whenever the guys, like all the guys I watch, like Tim and Marcel and them play with Brendan Urie, when he sings, they can't put shit in their videos. It's fine when they're streaming. Generally, you don't really see copyright infringement with streams, but in their videos, they can't add a lot of stuff he does because they can get hit by the automatic filters these record companies have on YouTube just for him singing a song. And what blows my mind, right, is the reason they do it is because they think that YouTubers or content creators are using their song to make money off ads when it has nothing to fucking do with it. They don't care about using your song to make money at all. I promise. It just happens to be in the video. And it's fucking stupid.
I don't know how we got here.
Copyright infringement on cake.
Yeah, cake.
We go on tangents.
Cake.
But I think we're done.
So, to sum it all up, fuck the dude in Virginia Beach. Fuck him. He's a son of a bitch. Fuck Ray Venna. Fuck you. And whoever assaulted the lesbian couple in London, fuck you too.
Their names will never be released.
Because they're minors.
One of them isn't.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Apparently somebody was 18. Hopefully his name gets released. Never mind, I'm not going to advocate that.
No.
But just don't hate people for what they believe. Unless what they believe directly harms somebody.
Okay, see, if they love the same sex, cool, that's fine. You're not harming anybody. If you're like ISIS, though, And
that's what I'm saying. Don't hate on people's beliefs in there unless their beliefs directly harm somebody.
This is a shout out to my friend John. He has a bulletproof vest. He's a veteran. He has a bulletproof vest.
Thank you for your service, John.
Thank you, John. Not his real name. I'll explain after the podcast goes off.
Then why'd you give him a cooler name?
Okay, I'll use a superhero name.
Okay.
Knight.
Okay.
NYGHT. Knight. Look him up on Facebook. He's a pretty cool guy. Okay, I'll just explain it. He's a real life superhero. There is this.
He's a vigilante?
No. We don't break the law. They don't break the law.
Did you just implicate yourself?
No. But there's this documentary called Superheroes, and it's about this group called the XJL, the Extreme Justice League. And it's ran by this dude. He goes by the name of Mr. Extreme. He believes in doing good for his community, and he just so does it in a costume.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
That's super
believe it
cool.
or not. Check him out on Facebook, XJL. But Knight, he has a patch on his vest, which is a piece of his costume, and it says "Fuck ISIS."
Hell yeah.
So shout out to Knight.
And fuck ISIS.
Fuck ISIS. Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, probably.
Come fight me. At me. Come on.
I will fight you with words on Twitter if you want to.
Yeah, I will become.
I won't be able to read what you said, but I'll fight you.
I'll just assume that you're.
We got Google Translate. What's up?
Yeah, we do.
What's up? Come get these Twitter fingers.
Come get these.
Nuts. I am a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
I got you.
Tippity tap, you gonna get slapped.
Hell yeah. I even got a fucking clickety clack keyboard and I'm ready to go.
If I hear that thing clicking at the speed of sound, I know you're mad. Anyways, this has been the Torn Page.
We're done.
Shit show.
Sunday
morning.
Even though it's afternoon. Shit show.
Even though I was over here at fucking 10:30.
What? We had to eat, man.
Yeah.
I wanted food.
I don't like podcasting when I'm hungry. I would have gotten more mad.
Yeah, probably.
You know.
You got a little hangry. We're gonna get out of here. We got another podcast to record after this. So thank you everyone for listening.
If you're listening to the next episode and I still sound like I have an angry tone to my voice, it's because we are doing this back to back.
Yeah. If anybody knows how to draw, please reach out to me. I need a logo drawn. I don't care if you can digitally draw it, that'd be fucking beautiful. If not, if you can just hand draw it, that would work too. I can get someone to digitally render it.
Yeah.
But I need to get a logo drawn, and I might ask. Ooh. Okay. Just email me at thetornpagepodcast@gmail.com. I have purchased the domain name for the website. I have to get the website built, and then everything should be squared away. And after I do that, the email will change. But until then, it's in the works. We're trying. I also submitted the podcast to iHeartRadio yesterday and to another one, TuneIn, I think. Anyway, I'm trying to get it on as many platforms as possible. But
as of right now, we're on Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, and YouTube.
And Google Podcasts and Stitcher.
And Stitcher. I keep forgetting about Stitcher.
Yeah.
But if you're following us on YouTube, hit subscribe, like,
leave
share,
a comment,
and hit the little bell. I'm channeling Watch Mojo from here. Hit the bell next to subscribe so you'll be notified of our newest videos.
And on iTunes, leave a review and rate it 5 stars. I don't care if you didn't like it, rate it 5 stars. And leave a review because that helps us climb the charts.
Yeah.
Of whatever category we're in, which I feel like I need to change the category because there's a lot of people in the comedy category.
Yeah, of course.
I thought about changing it to like science fiction, but I don't know. Just rate, review on iTunes, listen to it wherever. I don't care if you're already listening to it. If you hear this, whatever. But
I love you.
Follow us on Twitter I guess.
Yeah, at the Torn Page
Pod on Twitter. I'm gonna try to get the Torn Page at. I need to message the person that owns it and see if they would give it to me and it not cost me a shitload of money because people are assholes. Or follow us on Twitter at the Torn Page Pod. I am LasersGG.
I am at Joseph Baswell. It's spelled the same way it sounds.
Yep, he got his full name. Good at. Thank you for listening. We're gonna get out of here, take a quick break, then record another podcast.
And we'll be back with the weather.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.